Number 37. Write a sentence that describes how to determine the number of moles of a compound in a known mass of the compound if we know its molecular formula. Okay, so this is pretty much a theoretical question, but this relies heavily on you knowing one specific conversion factor. And I'm going to write the conversion factor up top here. And if you need to box this off, highlight it, star it, do whatever you got to do, you got to know this conversion factor. And the conversion factor is 1 mole of anything. So I'm going to label it as X. So X could be literally anything. It could be an element. So 1 mole of just oxygen or just nitrogen or just sodium. Or it could be a compound. So it could be NaCl. It could be H2O, etc., etc. 1 mole of anything, X, equals the, I'll just say, molar mass, mm, in grams of X, that same element or compound. So X. All right. So 1 mole of anything always equals the molar mass. And mass, obviously, mass is always in grams. So 1 mole of a substance, whether it's an element or a compound, always equals the molar mass in grams of that certain compound or element. So for example, 1 mole of oxygen is roughly, if we look on the periodic table, you just got to get the molar mass of that element. So it would roughly be about 16 grams of oxygen. If I did a compound, 1 mole of H2O, if I added up the molar masses of each individual element, and you guys can try this out, you would get 18 grams of H2O. Now, in chemistry, we don't like to use ratios like this. Remember, we've been doing this a lot. We've been using ratios in terms of that division, right? Something over something else. So you can say 1 mole of anything equals, we'll just say molar mass in grams of that. So for your H2O, you could say 1 mole of H2O is equal to 18 grams of H2O. And you could also vice versa it, right? You could also twist it on its head. So you could say 18 grams of H2O equals 1 mole of H2O, right? Because they're exactly the same thing. But now we just got to write a sentence to determine the number of moles in a compound. So that's what we're trying to find out. We're trying to find the number of moles in a compound if you have a known mass of that compound and we know the molecular formula. So here comes what we got to do, right? Now, just know that first off, if we have the molecular formula, we must find molar mass. So I'm just going to put mm. So we must find molar mass because we know molecular formula, so MF, right? So from any molecular formula, you could always find a molar mass in grams. And now we will take that molar mass and what will we do? Will we divide or will we multiply by the number of grams that we have? We have a known mass, so that's a gram value, right? So if we want to cancel out these units, right, we have grams over here and we have grams over here. If we want to cancel them out, they have to be on opposite sides. So it will be division. So we will take that molar mass and divide it with the known mass to get the number of moles. So in essence, what you're going to do is you're going to take the amount of mass that you have, the known mass, and divide it by your molar mass. So we'll just say we will take the known mass and divide it by, just so that we and divided by the known mass, because it's the divided by the molar mass. Just so that we have the correct wording. So basically what you're going to do is you have the grams of your known, and we use that ratio, right? We don't want grams anymore. That goes in the bottom. Grams of the known will go up on top. Moles of the known will go, grams of known go on the bottom. Moles of the known goes up on top. And you would use basically this ratio because moles are on the top, grams are on the bottom. So 1 mole represents the molar mass. And you see how now it's division, right? Grams divided by molar mass. And that you just got to put into the sentence. So we did it down here. All right? So you got to find the molar mass from the molecular formula, and then you take the known mass and divide it by the molar mass, and voila, you get the moles of the compound. This was quick and simple, guys. Hope this helped out a lot. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. It helps us, and it helps get the word out to other students just like yourself who may need help with the OpenStax textbooks. I thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys all in number 38. Bye-bye.